Welcome to the Quantum Time Traveller, where we journey beyond time and space to unlock the universe's deepest secrets. I'm your host, Emma Bushell, and together with my co-host, Susie Edwards, we'll guide you through channeled experiences and soul truths, revealing ancient wisdom and higher dimensions. In episodes, we'll also welcome invited guests to share their own spiritual revelations and cosmic insights. Prepare to expand your mind and elevate your spirit as we uncover the mysteries of existence. This is the Quantum Time Traveller, where the universe speaks, and we're so excited for you to join us on our journey. Welcome to this solo episode of the Quantum Time Traveller. I am Emma Bushell. I am your host, and I'm a channeler, energy worker, mentor, and do you know what? I'm just a general human being. I'm just a human being who's landed here to show people the way forward with spirituality, with experiences as being human and bridging people between the spirit world and the human experience, because that's really fundamentally why we're here. We're having a human experience and we make it the best possible human experience that we can be. And I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about the courage of being in a position where you are experiencing the unexplained. Things have happened to you that you cannot explain. And they are testing you. They're testing your being, your mental state, your like, why did that happen state? Like, was that really real state? Your make believe, your your whole being becomes completely shifted by an experience. And the experience I want to talk about is the courage, which I feel is something more important than the fear itself, to actually acknowledge coming and stepping out of what we term as a spiritual closet, or in an area where you're curious, you want to observe and explore it. You're being curious of something that's just happened to you that you may not have written off. You may be coming back to you as reoccurring experiences of energy, of things that you can't quite explain. And we are programmed in our conditioning to believe something until you can only believe something if you see it. You have to have evidence. The human has to have evidence. So what if you just kept getting reoccurring experiences of things that are happening to you that you can't explain? You maybe can't see, but you know full well it happened. And you don't have to go there with that evidence. You just know it because all your senses are absolutely on the money with the reoccurrence, the experience that you're having. It could be things like things are moving around your home and you just haven't put it down. And then you put it down to the fact that you're tired and you just might have put it somewhere and you didn't really realize it. Those things. I'm giving you examples of that so that you then almost make it palatable that this isn't happening to you. But what's happening for you is a different story, because it's an invitation to have the courage to go beyond the fear of actually stepping into a world of spirituality, your connection, your knowledge and expansion of your mind, and of your actual depth, your depth of spirit, your depth of connecting to yourself and experiencing life in a different way, because you grow so rapidly within this area of spirituality, of what you're connecting to. And what's connection to you? What does it mean? Are you courageous in that connection? So Fear is just keeping you in check. Fear is just keeping you in an area that's safe. Fear is just showing up for you for not inviting you in to something that keeps happening in your world. And you know damn well that there are some things that are going on around you that are inviting you to explore a connection that is unseen. You can't explain it. You've awoken to something within you that you feel curious about, or you're sitting in a fear that you are just trying to block or deny or abandon yourself for feeling it. So you're sitting in a place where you're actually just abandoning it all and you don't talk to anyone about it and you can't quite understand what's happening to you and it builds. You shut it away and it builds. And the fear becomes greater than the actual experience in the first place. And then your mind starts to wander into areas of, oh my God, what's happening to me? And that what happening to me is the bit I want to talk about because this is where I was for I was awakened when I was a kid, when I was very, very young. I can actually remember the room I was born in. I can remember the detail. I can remember the layout of the room. I can remember my crib and my mother's bed. I can remember everything about that room that I shared with my mum when I was older. And she was absolutely gobsmacked that I could actually visually give her that I was just born. I also had an awakened experience at that time from a small window that was actually above my crib. Um, and I told her that story. In later years, it has come to light through my own self development and my own experience of learning and furthering my knowledge about spirituality, about energy, about mind, about emotion, all of the things that make us up as a human being. And it was a vision that I will always remember. So I was awoken as a as I was born. But then that is the whole point of this. We came with nothing learnt, just the experience of arriving by birth. And that is exactly where I sit with spirituality. That true, authentic essence of pure wholeness that you are born with, that is not conditioned, is not learning anything about anyone's experience to imprint on you. It's just a purity. And you find that through life, that purity of connection, that purity of yourself, when you are awakening or when you're stepping out of a spiritual closet or when you're having the unexplained happen to you, they're actually reminding you and inviting you to actually go back to that truth of yourself and your true connection to your spirit. And it is through your life experience that you start to have these nudges, intuitive feelings to reconnect because you've actually disconnected through your lifetime through these experiences of layering of conditioning. And it's a layering of conditioning that creates beliefs, values, worthiness, and your own attraction of energy from other people, relationships, what you're bringing into your life. And it builds this picture of your own human experience. And energy is just yourself. Everything is energy. Every single thing has a vibration. Every single thing has a frequency. Every single thing has a story, has a memory, has an imprint. It's just that you can't see it to believe it unless something happens to you to awaken it. And it's finding that peace and balance and courage to explore, seek, and be advised as to what's actually happening in your experience. Because it's by managing your energy, by managing your emotions, by managing your mental health, your belief system, by managing your physical body that's gone into fear or flight or denial about what's happening with you, for you, that another thing is created from it. And it affects your whole experience, whether you choose to be courageous or not. So I want to leave you with that, keeping you in check with your courage, keeping you in check with the unseen, keeping you in check with, do you need to see it to believe it? Because what if you just had the courage to believe it? And then that whole world opens up right in front of you to reconnect back to the absolute wholeness that you already are. But it's personified because actually it's without all of the stuff that you've learned. And that's where your genius sits. Your genius is there, and your potential is every possibility, every single ounce of it for you to live and be alive in without fear and without anybody else and anybody else's opinion, just your pure soul truth. So, yeah, an interesting one. I could talk about it for hours, but I just wanted to give you a little solo and come back in with a few more little of these nuggets. And I'm kind of inviting you all to come into the free community that you feel you want to come into. It is with other people that are going through these experiences, and we're all together in that group, and all of the credits will be with this podcast, so, and YouTube. So join the community. Have the courage to believe in you.